Hi, my name is Chris Arno, and this is my presentation for my strategic plan for Grand Canyon University's course, Leading as a General Manager. St. Joseph Hospital is part of a hospital system with an overscoping standard quality measures. Each hospital is unique with different resources available, but has the same quality measures. Understanding the goals and resources available is key to planning and meeting outcomes. Treatment of sepsis patient is an area where St. Joe's is failing to meet system-wide standards. I will be describing the manager decision-making tactics and strategies for implementing a standing plan to impact these areas described in the following goal. The goal is to decrease the labor costs associated with treatment of sepsis patients at St. Joe's Hospital, to meet that of other hospitals within the health system by increasing compliance of nursing screening tools and the use of physician order sets. The management strategy of standing plan will be used to create the needed change in identification and treatment of sepsis patients. This strategy is chosen because sepsis is a frequent and repeating situation within the organization. I will describe a three-phase action plan that will address education of the staff and physicians, create policy and procedure to respond to septic situations, and utilize the policies and educate staff to perform a repeatable task. This standing plan is a program decision, as it occurs often enough to develop a plan to be applied in the future. Phase 1 of the action plan is to meet with the intensive care team, which supports the current rapid response system, and the education department team, emergency department team, to outline how the current structure and resources can be used to support the system-wide initiatives. After the group comes to a consensus of how the current resources can be used to support the system-wide goals, the process will be laid out in policies and procedures. Phase 2 of the action plan will be to educate the staff. This will require collaboration with the education department as well as the inpatient managers to allow productive hours to be used for education of current staff. I have already spoken with the education department and have set up education for all new employees moving forward, which will allow hours to be taken from the non-productive orientation cost center. The current physicians will also be educated on the surviving sepsis campaign standards and the use of order sets that already exist at the system level. Collaboration with the emergency department medical director has already begun, and they are receptive due to the system-wide pressure to improve sepsis outcomes within the organization. Phase 2 will be the go-live of the policies and procedures, which will be supported by the rapid response system and the ED and ICU managers. The managers will communicate with each other and the rapid response system to troubleshoot any problems and offer high-level support. This communication will keep the different members of the team accountable to the new practice for treating sepsis. The outcomes are already being measured at the system level, which will be reported out in about a month. Learning and growth goals will be impacted by the education structure being implemented and hardwired into the new employee orientation program, as well as the increased outcomes creating pride in the work done. Internal business functions will be positively impacted by the sustained process which is supporting the current system-wide initiatives. Customer service goals will be met by increasing compliance of sepsis treatment, which will decrease the mortality of sepsis patients and improve the community's view of St. Joseph's Hospital. In turn, with the previous mentioned goals being met, outcomes will increase, resulting in decreased length of stay, which will cause decreased cost, and will increase the reimbursement from insurance companies, which would meet financial goals. This action plan will be successful because all areas involved are aware of St. Joseph's Hospital's underperformance in the sepsis outcomes. This performance will be monitored at the system level and compared to other hospitals. These outcomes are owned by executive leaders who have a vested interest in meeting the system-wide goals as it relates to their performance in the organization. Thank you.